neighbor's house
We'll be
sold
selling during the
for...
crash. It's gonna be great.
Our neighbor's house sold for like
All right, everybody.
$800,000 or something in Paulsbo. It's insane.
Welcome back.
We're level 5. We're level 5.
You guys are level 5. You definitely earned it.
I love how D&D Beyond levels your characters.
It works really well.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
who wants to do
very
a
smooth.
recap for us? So, Emily, nice of you to join us.
Thank you.
We promised we tried not to kill your character.
She looks alive and well.
She saved a couple of asses.
Oh yeah, no, she was quite efficient.
She had to play Meat Shield for a minute because it got a little sketch, but it was fine.
Oh, yeah, it got sketch. With Javid and Azrael down, things were looking dire from my point of view.
Yeah, Casimir even had to like do work. It was shocking.
Yeah, it was gross.
Turns out he can do work.
He just prefers not to. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, if I had a expedition going and two of my bodyguards threatened to die on me, I'd step up a little bit.
Are we going to like see a reduce in pay because he had to lift a hand?
Oh no. We fighting a mind flayer was not part of the contract, so we request extra hazard pay.
Oh yeah, I think definitely bonus pay for the hazard.
Plus, if he causes too much of a stink, we can just yeet him off a cliff and still get paid, just less.
Oh, did someone say eat off a cliff? Did someone say something about that? I'm in. I'm fucking in.
All right, who wants to give a real recap for Emily?
Yeah, I can try. Let's see. So I'll go. We have 2 sessions, I think, that you missed. So, the last session, I think, I'm trying to remember what was the last, because we followed kind of the path. So after we fought the little fisher thingies, we kind of followed the path, and then we had an argument. Oh, were you there for the session? What was the last thing you remember? Let me ask you that.
We got the loot bag.
We got the loot bag. Okay.
David was divvying it.
Okay. So
after we got surprise attacked by a whole bunch of like goblins and orcs.
Okay, so we got the loot bag. We finished our short rest. So then we went, kind of into this cavern where we were following where the ogre had been. It looked like they had like kind of closed a door, or yeah, it looks like it was a kind of a door function that they managed to block us off. You and Onyx tried to kind of like just push it open with a javelin. You guys got it to open just a little bit, and then Demetari happened to see the other side and just misty stepped right over. And then she managed to rig some type of pulley system that was able to assist, and then you guys managed to push it all the way open. And as soon as it opened, Demetari just disappeared screaming into the darkness. It happened to be these, what was it, night fisher things that were attacking, but
Cave
were
fishers.
what are they?
Cave fishers, I
Cave
think.
fishers. So there were cave fishers, and you were valiant in killing all, taking out those cave fishers. We saved Demetari. She didn't die. It was great. And then while we were arguing about whether or not we'd take a rest, we found this kind of artifact thing that Casimir was just amazed with, and he, was kind of screwing around looking at. Then we decided to continue to move forward because he was so amazed with the artifact. We had to keep going. So then we continued to go around, and then we kind of saw there was an ogre and some goblins, Javid saw this. And then we were like, okay, we can't just go up and fight them. But do we rest? What do we do? Then we came with a plan that Javid and Azrael would turn into goblins using disguise self, and they would use Briar would be their capture because they were like a hunting party. So we went up and we basically said, hey, we were a hunting party. What the hell's going on? What happened? And then they were like, oh, we found out that they were going to the Underdark. So they were like taking boxes and all this kinds of goods and basically disappearing into the Underdark. They told us, oh, we're leaving. So, go take her to the Mind Flare. We decided, we did this little kind of fake fight thing, and then Azrael turned Briar invisible, and then Javid kind of like basically ran around with the goblins trying to find the captive that turned invisible, while Azrael went and investigated the big pretty door that the boss was behind of, opened the door, saw the hole to the Underdark, picked up the ropes, opened the other door, saw a shadow, quickly closed it because that was scary. Right about this point, Javid happened to shoot the ogre, which caused a fight.
It was an
So we ended-
accident.
what?
It was an accident.
It was an accident. Yeah, he was trying to make it look like somebody else, like kind of miss. However, he rolled a nat 1 and he shot the ogre straight in the heart. So, what was that?
It's such sneak. I like it.
It was very
He's like,
elegant.
oh, look at that! Bam! Point blank.
So we ended up having to fight the ogres and the goblins. We killed them. Then the Mind Flayer was doing some weird stuff, so we realized, okay, we need to go and because the room was shaking and all this kind of stuff. So we went and we opened up and we saw the cutest little Mind Flayer to ever exist. It was about 3 feet tall. He was messing with some type of apparatus that made these glass golems just appear. So he decided to hide while we fought the glass golems. Then he popped up, basically stunned a good number of the party, downing Azrael and Javid. Casimir had to do some work to make sure we didn't die. And then I think you killed Breek killed a couple of the glass golems. Onyx killed a couple of the glass golems. Then we ran away out of the room before it collapsed, and now it's gone. And
But
Casimir
the Mind Flayer bamfed out through a portal.
Yes, the Mind Flayer vamped out, so we did not kill him. He disappeared. And then Casimir said, "Oh, this is great. Thanks. You can take me to Toverdeep. I can't pronounce it.
Toravir.
Toverdeep. And just drop me off. I have everything I want, and I no longer need your services." So then, right as we got out of the cave, this big menacing storm appeared, and Onyx had a very scary reaction to it, and that's where we ended.
A medicine storm?
Menacing storm.
Medicine.
Oh, and
Got it.
Snow
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a lot of gems in his bag that are worth a lot of gold.
Okay. Did the sword ever talk again?
Not to you, no.
Okay.
Chris, I don't know if you've talked to it.
Yeah, you haven't tried.
You should do that.
What was that? Okay. It was too sleepy last time. What else? Did I have any more questions? Let me see. Mind Flayer escaped. So, what did he find in the cave that made him be like, okay, cool.
So
Bye.
we're not sure. It's like some type of artifact.
Yeah, little doohickey brass and green glass, and I think there was like a thing that opened up on it that he got it. Basically, it lit up when the Mind Flayer's crystal palace started exploding. Casimir apparently learned something from it because it did that. But he got real excited, tucked away, and said, "Okay, we're good now. Let's go."
Okay. Cool.
I'm still under the assumption that he's going to be a big baddie later.
Casimir?
Well, I mean, he's of your group, right? So isn't he your responsibility?
And we are currently standing in the open space outside the mine and inside the gate, right?
Yeah.
You are currently standing just beneath the open sky in front of you. There are gray clouds into the distance. Beyond that is dark black clouds, illuminated briefly by flashes of thunder. You hear the faint pattering of rain, and it picks up around you into this steady roll. Where would you like to go?
I want to go home.
Where's the
gotta-
sun? Like, what time of day is it?
There is no sun. But you would probably be able to tell.
It's overcast, right?
Correct, it is overcast.
Did you say we have a spooked out kitty cat?
Yeah, it's me. I'm freaking out.
Okay. Like, because of the storm?
Yeah, your scar did something, right? What does your scar do in sort of sympathy or synchrony with the lightning?
No, it's just basically he started breathing hard and his eyes like started glowing more purple and everything. And he's just like staring outside, basically lost.
Oh, I didn't know you
So-
had ombraphobia. That's okay, we're all afraid of something.
Can I get you guys actually to give me a perception check?
I see Briar roll, but I'm not seeing it on the Forge, but I see it in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I forgot to log in. I'm logging in.
Classic Briar problems.
Oh,
She's
hush.
been gone 2 weeks. She doesn't know how to play anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I was trying to take a nap before this, and I had stretch dreams about D&D the whole time. Also, the baby's awake.
All right. Where are you guys trying to go?
So that was one of my questions with the familiarity with this area. Is there a path from, like, it looks like we could just go along the river, because I'm looking at the map right now, to get down to Tolvera Deep? Like, could we go down and, like, maybe get a boat down to the river? Would that be safer, maybe? Just based off my knowledge of the area? Like, what's the safest route?
Might want to be careful in the storm. Might get washed away.
Well, and yeah, highly dependent on whether the river is navigable,
Yeah.
and we find a vessel. Up this far up in the mountains, I wouldn't really expect us to be able to either find a boat or be able to navigate past and through the rocks and stuff.
Are you
I'm picturing
referring to
this
the
as
Canny Weird River?
mount.
Yeah, because I thought we were kind of close to Eisenholt. Right, and if I'm looking between Eisenholt and...
So you're about halfway between Eisenholt and North End. You're in like
Oh.
the peaks of the causeway.
Oh, okay, so I misunderstood where we were. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't gone super far. You've only been in the mountains for like a week or whatever it's been. You've been following like goat paths. But you could get to the Canny Weird River. And if anybody wants to give me say a history check.
I mean, to know whether or how to get to the river from.
No.
where we are, or what are we trying to remember?
You are trying to just see what you guys know about the river and what kind of uses it has. But it appears that even the one of you who is from this area really has very little knowledge of the river. You guys know that it's there, but as far as like how much it gets traveled and how wide it is and how deep it is, good question.
How about flooding? Do we know anything about how it floods? Like swelling
Good
with
question.
rain?
Yeah, I sort of think we should go back the way we came, follow the cart path.
We're going to a different town, so that's what I'm thinking. Because we're going to Tovar Deep, right? Not North End. So wouldn't
Isn't North End on the way to Torvir Deep? Torvir Deep's
Like
just
a long way.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, because it's kind of like backtracking. Like just looking at the map, it feels like it would be faster to go directly to Tovar Deep. The question is, how do we get there?
And I seem to recall somebody either getting yeeted or falling into a river and washing down a waterfall.
That was a goblin. They don't count.
Yeah, but if it's slippery and we're balancing on rocks, and there just happens to be a raging river leading down to a waterfall below us.
The dirt around you is starting to get quite muddy.
Briar, would this storm affect your ability to fly?
I don't know. Let's see. And I'm gonna try.
It does not seem to have any effect.
Jump straight into there.
You're able to fly
Okay.
just as you had before. It's not like a torrential downpour. It's like a light rolling rain.
Ooh, can I carry Onyx and just have him like dangling like a wet cat below me?
Are we just like kind of standing in the mouth of the cave, just like talking about everything?
Yeah, you're just like getting rained on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take everything off and just walk out in the middle. I'm basically just gonna be in my kilt and nothing else, and just like walk out and stare up into the sky while it's raining, while everybody else is talking.
Casimir is like, he throws up this like, big like wax canvas cloak that he's got and is like covering himself up and just watching that, squinting at you suspiciously.
I'm going to go out to the guard tower and check and see if anybody has piled up outside. Any hunting parties might have returned and that sort of thing.
None that you know.
Briar, do you see a safe path up there?
Let's see what the visibility is like. Can I do a perception?
Sure, go for it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
I can
you
see
can see that
everything.
there is another path. This is the one that you guys had seen the other hunting party that had the elf, whose name I forget. Erevan Koalan. That hunting party came from a different path than the one that you guys roughly follow. You as well would be able to tell Briar. So the storm is coming from the southwest over the Windless Wood. And the road that you're like, the other road that you can see is heading roughly northeast, so the opposite direction.
So we should be good to follow this path over here.
Wait, you said northeast? Wouldn't that be the opposite direction that we need to go?
You need to go roughly southeast, but if you go southeast, you're going over the mountains the entire way.
I see.
So
Okay.
if you go northeast, you would go straight towards the river and be able to follow
Okay.
the river.
Well, that sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, let's head to the river. It's bound to be easier than the way we came, and as you point out,
gonna keep flying
Azamir,
so
more
I can-
direct.
Casimir's not helping.
I'm gonna
you
keep
guys.
flying so I can kind of scout the way above.
I mean, that's status quo, right? Casimir's like useless.
Unless you're dying, so I feel like that's pretty good.
I mean, that's more in his own self-interest, let's be
It
honest.
was clutch, really.
I'm gonna walk up to Javid, like, hey, you still have that backpack that can hold a lot of things, right?
Yeah. What do you need?
Can you hold all of this? And I'm just gonna put all of my stuff in his backpack.
How much stuff is it? Because the backpack does have a weight limit, technically.
It's only like 200 pounds worth of stuff.
I think that's way
And it's
too
only
weight
temporary. Way over the weight limit?
I thought it had like an 80-pound weight limit, but I could be wrong.
What's the item called? I thought it was like 500, right? For like
It was the
Big
handy
holding?
haversack of doom or something.
That is
Well,
consult
it's a
the
Herod's-
Oracle.
Herod's handy haversack. Large central pouch holds 80 pounds. And there are 2 side pouches which hold 20 pounds, so a max total of 100.
Oof. Definitely not enough stuff.
Yeah, sorry, man. Can't help you. You're going to have to tote your own.
Where's our pony?
Hey, where's Ted?
Oh, yeah, let's get Ted.
Yeah, he was supposed to come back, right? Like you told him to kind of stay in the area.
Yeah, roughly.
I did.
If you want to go look one.
See if Briar
Right.
can fly up and see Ted.
Yeah, I'm already flying, so let me see if I can see Ted. I'm gonna whistle for him.
You fly up a bit. You're whistling.
Sorry.
You don't notice any response, but you're able to spot what appears to be a shrub kind of underneath an overhang, and the shrub is kind of like rustling and shaking, and you can make out the form on the other side of it of Ted just kind of nibbling at the little pieces of leaf, staying out of the rain.
I'm gonna go alight next to him and say, "Hey, buddy, we're safe. We're alive. You wanna come back with me?"
He does kind of a little snort and then just kind of wanders over to you.
He was so sweet. All right, I'm gonna walk him back, like scratching his little chin and stuff on the way.
He follows you eagerly and returns to the rest of the party. So who is leading the way? I need a survival check from the leader. This will be a straight roll because you're following a goat path. It should be pretty easy to follow.
Who's got the highest mod?
Right.
Isn't
Okay.
either is it
Plus-
Javi or Briar? Like
plus
both of you
6
are really
to
good at survival,
survival.
right?
My vote is Javid.
+4. I was gonna
Yay.
fly and scout away anyway.
Okay. Alright, what is your marching order?
I want to keep an eye on Onyx. He's acting a little weird, and I'm concerned he might, just yeet off the cliff. So I'm just gonna stay close to him.
Okay, so I'm assuming it is Javid in the front.
Yeah.
I want to be up front too, but all of my shit is packed out on Ted. It's just me and my battle kilt.
Okay.
I figured I would have a pep in my step after a long rest, so I probably wouldn't be in the back either. So maybe after Onyx and Azrael.
Okay, so Javid and Briar in the air, kind of above Javid. And then it's Onyx with Ted, Azrael,
And-
and Demetar.
And I'll be for pulling security in the rear.
Where's Wanda? Did we lose Wanda?
No, she
Wait for
should
Wanda.
be near me. I didn't really think to have her scout ahead, but if the visibility's low, there's not really a huge point, right?
It's just kind of a light storm. The proper, like booming thunderstorm hasn't arrived yet. That's a ways off. You guys are in the mountains, so you do have at the right angles. You have a very large amount of visibility into the distance to note that sort of thing.
Okay. I mean, she'll probably be up near me still, just circling. But yeah, I'm not gonna send her out ahead.
All right. Can I get a perception check for Wanda? All right. You begin following the goat path. Keeping within line of each other, roughly. Kind of like drops down, widens a bit, 15, 20 feet, before kind of dropping away down the cliff to this, like, below you can see trees and other things in these valleys. Arcs up again. You see the storm growing closer. The ground beneath your feet begins to get slick, muddy, damp. And the road narrows.
Are there any like small trees nearby, like maybe about the size around as a bamboo?
There's like shrubs and stuff. You'd have to kind of go down the mountain a bit to find trees.
How far down the mountain?
Not super far, but I mean it'd be a little bit out of the way and kind of a trek. Like you can see trees from where you are, they're just down the mountain.
Okay, if it gets muddy enough to where I'm slipping and sliding, then I'll take a detour to try to basically make a walking stick out of a random tree.
Alright.
Yeah, I pull out my quarterstaff to use as a walking stick.
I need Snow, Casimir, Demetari, Azriel, Onyx, and Javid to make acrobatics checks. Actually, nope, not acrobatics. I'm going to call this dex saves.
Do I get help for using a quarterstaff?
Sure. Alright. You come to a narrow spot, and each one of you kind of has to press together. And the weight of your feet, the ground underneath you, seems to shift and swell. And Onyx and Demetari, before you can grab onto anything and stabilize yourselves, you begin slipping and tumbling.
Can I try to grab Onyx? Because I've been watching him the whole time, and I see him slipping. Can I try to, like, reach out and, like, kind of just, like, grab his arm to steady him?
Sure, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
I'll be trying to grip any sort of shrub or root on my way down.
Alright, Azriel, I need you to make another dex save. I'll allow it. You note that the ground around you begins to slide and, like, Onyx starts to tumble, and you just, like, grab him by his, like, forearm, pull him back, and just kind of, like, steady the two of you. Demetari, unfortunately, you tumble about 20 or so feet down the hill. And you take 13 bludgeoning damage as the mud kind of like piles on you. A rock like strikes you in the gut, knocking the air out of you. The ground kind of like rumbles and like stops. Turns to the kind of quiet calm of the storm.
Does this seem like a natural phenomenon, or that maybe there's something big shifting underneath?
It just seems like the ground is loose and You guys walked over it at the wrong time.
I'm gonna go pick up Demetari.
Alright.
I'm okay.
Whoever
Rescue
is
captain.
going down to Demetari, I need acrobatics or athletics check.
Well, she's flying.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
can
Yeah,
she
just
fly?
Actually, or she can just fly.
Okay. It's true. Dang it.
Sorry. Gonna pluck her.
The bzzz of the wings kind of like down and just like lifts you back up and flies you up to the rest of the party beyond the edge of where you can tell that the gravel is and mud is loose.
Sort of a cargo helicopter.
Get the mud off of her, pat her off a little bit. Oh wait.
Am I bleeding? I'm gonna be looking all over just to see
You've-
what's going on.
You've got some scrapes and like a bruise is starting to develop.
The baby screaming was my idea of Demetari falling down the hill.
I guess I'm gonna prestidigitate my scrapes so that I can avoid some infection. And Briar, do you mind maybe chopping me down a walking stick so maybe this doesn't happen again? I do it, but obviously I'm not very graceful today.
Yeah, sure, I got you. I'm gonna go find her a really good stick, like primo stick.
Alright. Give me a nature check.
Ezra, when you caught Onyx, you can basically tell that like every muscle fiber in his entire being is like strung taut. Like everything is just super tense, and he just keeps like looking up at the sky, and he like kind of looks at you and like nods, and just like keeps
Yeah.
twitchy.
I imagine she just kind of like reached out, like grabbed his arm, didn't really say anything, just kind of like studied him, and then yeah, just put her arm back.
Yeah, I'm picturing these muscles on the verge of a cramp, just twinging and
Yeah, it's like
vibrating.
the garden hose veins across his shoulders and everything, just because like everything is just
No, she's an energy vampire, so I imagine she wouldn't want to touch you for too long because all of that energy flowing through you would be a lot.
Delicious.
I'd recommend that we don't bunch up like that again.
Maybe we even tie ourselves like mountain climbing types. Loop a rope between us to catch somebody who slips next time.
I think it's a good way for multiple people to slip.
But if they slip, then the ones that aren't slipping can grab them and pick them up. That's why they tie off.
But the ones who are slipping can cause the other ones to slip.
Hey, Demetari, do you want me just to carry you? I can just carry you.
How much do you weigh, Demetari?
$140.
And you're carrying? Weight carried?
Yeah, if you go into inventory, it'll say weight carried.
Sorry, I'm wrestling a little guy.
Wrong button. 67.9 pounds? 92 pounds? A lot more than I thought.
See, that's like
You-
that's only like 200 pounds though.
You know, maybe I'll try to walk with the stick. I think I'll be okay. But you know, I guess it wouldn't hurt to be nearby. I don't know. It'll be fine. It's fine.
Well, so just a quick question, Bert. What's your strength mod?
It is +8.
+8 onto strength?
Yow.
Doesn't
Yeah.
sound right.
I maxed it out, didn't I?
Oh, so you have 20. So you have
Yeah.
+4.
You're looking at your save. You have a +8 for the save, but a +4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So 20 times 15, Briar can carry up to 300 pounds without issue. But she also has her own weight she's carrying, so there's also that to consider. But so as long as Briar isn't carrying more than 100 pounds, Briar should be able to carry Demetari without an issue.
All right. As
I
you
think
are
I'm good.
each kind of like recovering from the little mudslide that you encounter, Javid and Briar, the two of you suddenly notice this like clap of thunder in the distance to the north, or this like bright flash of lightning. And there's a large shape in the clouds.
I'm going to ask everyone to take cover. And I'm going to look for a shadow or something to hide myself in.
All right. Everyone is
Whoa,
taking
what was
cover.
that?
Everyone taking cover. Can I get a
I'm
stealth
pretty
check
curious
from you?
what-
Can I find a boulder or something to find shadow in?
Did you roll a stealth check?
I haven't yet. I'm asking if I can find some dim light to hide in.
Sure. There's like a bush or something you can get behind.
Yeah, what time of day is it at this point?
Who knows? But it's dim. The sky is overcast and raining. All right.
Is Onyx actually paying attention, or am I gonna have to drag him into a bush?
No, I'm not paying attention. I'm standing.
No, I'm
out
gonna
in the
grab
open.
Onyx. I'm gonna pull him into a bush.
All right. Apparently, Briar is just standing there, just looking up at whatever it was that she saw.
Do you want me to roll with disadvantage or something?
Sure.
Yeah, that checks. I was actually pretty curious about it. I kind of wanted to like see what it was, so I am just kind of standing there like, what?
All right. You all kind of like hurriedly take cover, just like this like haphazard thing where most of you are just like lying pressed up against rocks adjacent to the path. There's another like flash of light, and the shape is larger, and it's this huge winged creature. Descends out of the clouds, blue scales, flies away from you, towards the opening to the mine. You see it descend below the mountaintops.
Do I know what the hell that is?
I would say that it's pretty obvious it was a dragon.
You said it was blue, right? A blue dragon?
It was blue.
That's suspicious. Was its head glowing green?
Not that you could tell.
So, based off my knowledge of dragons, which I have no idea the amount of, do the idea that dragons might be working with Mind Flayer, does that sound like something that could be a possibility? I can roll an intelligence check if you want.
I would say either nature or history, of your choice. It sounds weird. It wouldn't be something that you've never heard of that before. I would say that it is just unusual by any stretch of the imagination.
How close was it to us?
Not super close. Close enough that you were able to get a good look at it as it flew down out of the cloud, but not so close that it like it didn't fly over your heads or anything. You know, you guys could like kind of see it like pass. You know, looking up the mountain, it flew over it and then disappeared in the direction that you recognize was where the mine was.
I'm gonna fly up a little bit and see if our tracks are like super visible.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
How lucky were we that he wasn't home?
You cannot make out any sign of your track. For the most part, the rain seems to have washed it away.
Can I tell
And
where the
the,
dragon was coming from? Like, if it was, like, where exactly was it coming from? The north, the
The
south?
north.
The north.
And remind me, what was the dragon that we encountered at the airship?
White.
It was
Very
white?
white.
Ah, right. It was ice that it was doing. Right. Okay. Thank you.
So I'm assuming blue is lightning.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think we should keep going, and I want everybody to gather around so I can cast Pass Without a Trace on us and make us less like dragon food.
We have to stay within 30 feet of you, right? For that to...
Well, just for the casting, I think.
Pass Without a Trace has to stay within the range the whole time.
Would I know that blue dragons tend to like deserts?
Make a nature check. No. That is not a thing that you would know.
I don't think they have to stay within 30 feet. It says for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you
Yeah.
has a bonus to Dex.
You don't have to stay within 30 feet. It's you cast the spell, and as long as he concentrates on it for an hour, everyone who was within 30 feet of him at the beginning gets a +10 to stealth checks.
I will be invisible.
And can't be tracked, except by magical means. So, huddle round, and I cast Pass Without a Trace.
While we're huddled, I'm gonna ask, why would a lightning dragon want to go to a mine?
I think he was working with the Mind Flayer because it would be a little too convenient for us to have cleared everything out and done all the work there for a dragon to just be like, that's a nice spot. I think I'll set up there.
It's a bit odd. Mind Flare and a blue dragon working together just seems weird. It doesn't check. Blue dragons tend to be more isolated in their operations.
I also don't see why, I'm assuming such an ancient creature would want to be with something so young looking. It just doesn't seem like they would both benefit somehow. It's weird. Unless he's in a different part of the mine.
Well, and we saw no sign while we were in the mine of dragon occupation, I think. So we wouldn't have gotten a sense, having gone in, that there was a large creature working in concert with the rest of them.
Casimir, what do you know about blue dragons?
Rolled a 20. I know a fair bit. I know that they typically live in deserts and they're just as greedy and conniving as the other. chromatics, but I'm afraid it isn't the focus of my studies. What would you like to know specifically?
Why would a blue dragon be heading to the mines?
I couldn't say. Your guesses are as good as mine. I as well would be surprised if such a creature was working for the Mind Flayer. It might be more likely that the Mind Flayer was working for the dragon. That would be my guess. A dragon that size is old. Very old.
You said blue dragons like deserts. It was coming from the north. Isn't that a desert?
It is. There is a desert in that direction.
At this point, does it like stir anything up, seeing as how I'm from the wastes? Have I heard anything?
I guess you're... You would know that the more north you go, you get to the Spire range, and it is just filled with dragons. Most of them don't get very large because they have so much competition amongst themselves that none of them last very long in general. So a large one is going to be would be a particularly dangerous foe. You would probably know that there used to be dragons further to the south, but over centuries they've lost ground, essentially.
Is it possible that the blue dragon might be trying to get more territory? To the Mind Flayer?
I suppose. Not sure. That would
That
be
or
an
it-
interesting way to go about it.
That or whatever relic that Casimir found, the dragon is aware of more, and I don't know, could it want to add things like that to its horde?
Well, they are greedy. Casimir, do you have something on you that shields that artifact from detection?
I do not, I'm afraid. It might be best, and as you guys are kind of walking, it might be best if we pick up the pace, I think.
And what if we tucked your artifact in this handy haversack, at least to keep it out of detection range?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
So my question is, do we want to maybe wait this out and see if it leaves
No, I
with
think
something?
it would be best if we move as far as we can, and if it comes back, then it comes back, and we'll deal with that then. Here you go, Javid, and he kind of produces the brass and glass item, turns it over to you. Keep it
I
safe.
tuck it into a side pouch of the haversack. And I said, yes, I quite agree. Let's move along, not so quickly that we run the risk of slipping again, but yeah, let's move along. And I'll strike out along the goat path as much as possible to maintain footing and an eye out above and without detection.
Alright, can I get everyone to give me another stealth check? So this is you guys stealthy with pass without trace.
33.
Correct.
The lowest I could roll technically is a 21.
So I'm still like not being super stealthy for me. So
34.
mean, I
And make a little
imagine, like, I'm
gesture at
behind
Snow
you, I
like,
would be trying
"Eh."
to keep you from making a lot of noise.
17.
So, are we adding anything, or is it automatically added?
It's not going to be automatically added, so just go ahead and roll it, and then we'll know that there's a plus 10.
Okay. So 11 for me. Can I fly with a plus 10? Or nah?
Yeah, there's nothing keeping you from flying. It's
I
not
think it would, because I think
particularly
it
quiet.
would still stay with you, right? Pass out a trace.
Maybe the storm sounds masked me or something.
Well, it does say a well of shadows and silence.
Yeah, I would say you'd be able to fly quietly, especially with Pass Without Trace. Your wing, with effort, you know, and being intentional about it, I would say that you could fly quietly. Mostly because I don't want to impose a mechanical disadvantage on you for your flight that's not required by the rules.
Fair points.
So yes, you guys are pretty stealthy right now. The worst that you guys have is a 15 from ye old Demetari. She did so well. She's trying, you know. As everyone else is like silent, you guys still like, through the sound of the rain, every once in a while you'll hear the sound of a rock like down the mountain, and you look back and like
She is using that stick.
yeah, she's just like accidentally like flung a rock over the side, and it just like kind of sets off like a little, you know, a mini like rock fall a little ways down there.
How's Ted handling the path, right?
Hold
Like,
on,
is he...
Ted is very sure-footed.
Can I maybe, like, pick up Demeter? Well, I can't really pick her up because I definitely am not that strong. But can I, like, maybe suggest that she ride on Ted?
Ted's got a lot of weight on him right now.
I'm gonna feel really bad if I push Ted down a mountainside.
I mean, he's a pack horse, right? Isn't that, like, his job?
Pony.
He's
a
to keep you
trail
safe.
pony. He's built for this.
Yeah.
Addition. Let me roll Ted's stealth check.
I don't know. I feel like I should ask permission.
Ted has a 25 on his stealth, so he's stealthy as heck.
You should ride on Ted. Much safer.
I'm gonna walk up to. Did I see Javid talk to him the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, Javid's talked to him a couple of times.
I'm gonna walk up to him and talk to him just like Javid did. Hey, Ted. Do you mind if I hitch a ride? I don't want to just assume that you're okay with it.
Ted just kind of at you.
Yeah. Ted hears,
I-
Ted.
I think that's a no. Anybody speak horse?
It's a horse. I think he's fine. You should get on Ted.
Hey, well, Ted, if you don't, I mean, you could just kind of shake your head no like this, and I'll know.
He just kind of looks at you
Or just like
quizzically.
not walk.
He's just like looking at you
Okay.
and slowly trotting along, keeping pace with everyone else.
And I have never ridden a horse before, so I am like clambering up there, probably, especially with my bumps and bruises, and trying to avoid those, but being kind to Ted. So I'm just looking like this big awkward mess trying to get on the horse and like clinging around his neck because it feels weird.
He helps you on. He kind of gets you aboard, and you kind of like feel the warmth of the pack horse and sit comfortably on his little on his back.
Wouldn't he have a saddle? Because when we got him...
Yeah, he would have a saddle.
Well, he was
He was pulling a cart,
The-
but I think he
with-
would have a
yeah,
saddle
with-
still. He
I
wasn't
think they
rigged
normally
up
have
for the
shadows
cart.
on them.
But
Well, not when they're rigged up to a cart, but I would say that Ted,
Yeah.
Ted does have a saddle. It's not like,
it's harness stuff.
yeah.
Like a bareback saddle where it's just stirrups and a strip of leather that goes over his back, not a full saddle.
Yeah, it's not like a long distance riding saddle, but it's something that amounts to somewhat.
Something to hold on to.
Yeah. So, after about an hour of travel, the spell ends, and each one of you, you can hear your footsteps again, crunching along the rocks around you. You have seen no sign of the dragon. You round a mountain corner, and kind of twisting its way down a path into a valley just beyond, Javid, you note a small village. About 6 or 7 homes, nestled here amongst the rock. They're kind of small, 1 or 2 bedroom little huts. Small chimneys poking themselves out of the top of them.
Where's the storm at?
It's still behind you, a ways. It's gotten a little closer. The sound of thunder is somewhat louder, but overall, you would figure it'll get to you probably tonight.
Okay, so it's still like raining, but it's not like a downpour yet.
No, it's not a full downpour yet.
All right. And do I see any figures moving around the village?
Make a perception check. You do not note any figures. As well, you do not note any signs of other inhabitants. There's no signs of light. There's no smoke coming from the chimneys. No sounds overall.
Does this look normal? I imagine I've been to some small villages just in my kind of hunting activities. Does this look normal for kind of nighttime activity of a small village?
I would say it's early evening. But no, it is not normal.
Well, I suggest we approach with caution, and this will give us a place to stay out of the storm. Either we ask the inhabitants for shelter, or take shelter if nobody objects.
Snow, you note that these homes are of a very similar construction to the ones from that your villagers use, or your clan uses when they stay in one place for a while. But it is not a place that your clan has lived.
There's probably some nomadic huts. There's probably not anybody home, but we should go with caution anyway.
So this would be a place where they throw up some structures for shelter for a time being, and then move on and leave them behind.
Essentially, this would be like a over winter kind of thing when we're not nomading.
And we're still not down to the river, right? This is still in the mountains.
Correct. Yeah, you would probably be able to tell that you're at a minimum another 3 days out of the mountains. You haven't gotten very far.
I think we should set up shop here and dry out and
Yeah. Sounds good. 'Cause when
recoup.
that storm blows in, it'll get uncomfortable, and having at least a roof over our heads, and that'll be much more comfortable.
A lot drier too. Though we should probably keep a cold camp for a little bit and minimize our signature here.
Right, till we know who's in the area. So I want to approach the village quietly and look for any signs of anything I might have missed from the first look of occupancy, see what the situation is, of maybe it's like just a abandoned village, or everybody's slaughtered and there's bodies in the way, all that.
You approach the village, and as you begin to get closer, you note, similarly, there's no lights in any of the windows, no smoke coming up from any of the chimneys. Most of the doors are shuttered. However, in the street, you spot strange sign: an overturned cart, a bucket of that has been spilled and toppled over, a crate of wheat is on its side, and the wheat is spilled out of it. One of the homes, the door is ajar, just barely hanging on its lower hinge.
All
Does
right,
this look
I'll signal to the team that approach with caution, and draw my bow and keep a arrow at the ready. Sorry, Crystal, you were going to say?
No, I was laughing
No,
at
yeah.
the meme that was posted in general. I'm sorry.
Dimitari's attempt at riding horses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go clear a house too.
Alright. Can I get investigation checks? As you move from house to house, you're able to determine that it seems like there are a lot of personal belongings that have been left behind that you would not normally have if you left of your own free will. You can see
So,
signs of a meal left on a table. Chairs kind of toppled away from tables. The homes are strangely empty. There are blankets still on the beds.
Let me check the fireplaces for heat.
They're
Or does
cold.
this look like it's been for a while?
The fireplaces are cold.
And the food that's left out, what's the state of that? Week old, month old?
Not that old. You find signs of bread that's like it's been cut and uneaten, and it is not yet moldy.
So it's stale?
I know that
Yeah, I'd say it's probably stale.
there's some political stuff going on, right? So we're aware that the fire giant, they have been kind of it's on the other side of the waste, but we know that they've been, would we know that, have they been trying to, kind of come into the Kazarine Hills at all? On the, like, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but based off of just the political environment and what we know about it, I mean, especially Javid, whoever might be would it make sense that the fire giants have come into the Kazarine Hills?
You could make a history check.
Can I do it with advantage because I've been spending time with refugees before this?
It's pronounced for Foogies.
So I would say you would know that this region is, in general, not something that it would be, worth invading, so to speak, by the
Strategic.
Yeah, it has little strategic value, essentially. It has some value in terms of being able to maneuver troops if you could through the mountains into unexpected positions. But overall, there's nothing here. There's no major cities. This is like nomadic tribes and the occasional like tiny village. There's no like wealth or valuable things up here.
What about as slaves? Has there been any, like, villages being taken as slaves?
You would know that yes, not here, but Austrinium are, as they pass through, they are enslaving people that they basically deem fit for that sort of thing. So that is a thing that Austrinium is doing, but again, this isn't a part. This is not a region of the world that has been touched by the war yet.
Where has Ostrunium typically been, kind of taking slaves and...
The Philo shrubland, mostly.
Okay.
Further to the south towards Phycaron.
And what about into Tolvar Deep? If I remember right, weren't
They-
they trying to
They
move
have
into
not
there?
yet crossed the Canny Weird River. As far as you guys have last heard, they've come up to the border of it, but from what you guys last heard, the dwarves of Torvir Deep still control passage across the river.
Okay.
And I believe the journal of the elf that you guys found would say something similar to that effect.
Okay.
While everybody else is like clearing houses, I'm gonna be looking around outside for any sort of animal tracks or anything like that on the ground outside.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival.
And Javid is going to be looking for signs of warfare, arrows stuck in the thatch and axe marks on the door sills and things like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get off of Ted and basically be shouting out like, "Hello, is anybody here?" Looking to see if possibly anyone had remained behind.
I'm gonna look for anything of value.
Okay.
Can I look for personal items that would tell me anything about the people who were here? Like maybe which religion they followed, maybe, letters, just something that would be able to identify who actually lived here.
All right.
So let's resolve all 5 questions at once.
One more question. I'd like to take an aerial view and see if there's anything amiss.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Briar. So, Javid, or actually I'll start with, easy one, Onyx. As you're kind of like moving around, you don't really find any tracks. You do know that there are some like now muddied footprints that were probably pre-storm, but they've been pretty, or not possibly pre-storm, but like right at the cusp of it. So someone stepped in mud since the storm came, so within the last 24 hours. But it's been a while since anyone walked through, and you can't really tell exactly where they were or where they went. Snow. As you are investigating the houses, kind of looking for valuables, there's not really anything to find. What you do note is that there are like dressers have been ripped out. Someone has come through before you and searched for valuable. Essentially, you find like a small lockbox where the lock has been like jammed with a knife and like twisted open, and its contents have been strewn out. You can find like a small twine necklace that probably has sentimental value. There's like a little bone, like effigy carved hanging from it. But nothing of like inherent value. There's no gems or gold or other items like that. Javid. You do find what appears to be weapon marks against some of the doors. You can tell that some of the doors were pried open, probably with like swords or other metal instruments. there are signs of struggle here and there. There's no blood or anything like that. You don't find any bodies or anything of that nature. It is otherwise uninhabited.
So I'm gonna take the necklace with me, but I'm gonna come out of the house and whoever's outside. We definitely aren't the first ones to come through here. Like, since whatever went down here went down.
Azrael, as you kind of pick through the houses, of note, you find a bristled brush, likely for combing kind of thick fur, and what appears to be a small stuffed animal resembling a anthropomorphic cat.
Does it look like snow?
It does look like snow.
I am a god!
Different color.
Yeah, can I go to
Sorry,
him
the
and be
stories
like,
never get it right.
who would want to attack your people?
And
Yes.
so is this like a village that your people would have made and then abandoned? Or been forced out? You see signs that this looks like a Tabaxi
Does any of
village?
this stuff look like my clan's stuff?
It doesn't look like your clans, but it is.
Related clan?
It is.
Like-
You can
oh.
tell it is constructed from, basically similar style. You would know that there are other clans of Tabaxi kind of roaming the hills here.
Well, it's definitely not my clan's work, but it's definitely very, very similar. So, I would definitely think it's another clan out here.
Are there?
What might have attacked them to tear it up like this?
Do it, I know. Is there any clan warfare going on right now?
No. Not really.
Well, I mean, probably not infighting. I mean, simplest answer would be, this is right at the end of the goat path that we followed straight from the Mind Flayer area. So it could be that they got run down by and taken by them. Did you see any feline skulls in the pile of bones?
Not that you noted.
And
It's been a while.
looking for the signs of warfare, didn't find like arrows with goblin fletching or dwarf fletching or something that would tell who did the attack.
You did not. I would say that, because you got a 19, right? I would say you could specifically note that you did not see signs of arrows. What you found was like forced entry into the homes and like barriers were being destroyed. So whoever lived here likely barricaded themselves in, and then someone forced their way in using humanoid implements.
And whoever forced their way in didn't leave any bodies. We don't find the remains.
Correct.
And all of the valuables, the animals, if they had pigs or cows or horses or anything, all of those are gone.
Correct.
So Snow, has your people been slaves before? Do they make good slaves?
Excuse me?
It's an objective question. I'm against slavery,
Ooh,
but are there,
Yeah.
a
yeah.
history
You make
of
great
people being
slaves.
taken as
We love that
slaves?
sort of thing.
DM?
Not directly, no. I mean, slavery is a thing in southern Marquette. It happens sometimes. But no, they're not like previously enslaved people or anything like that.
Or particularly attractive as slaves?
Not really. They're not terribly strong. They're more of a, robust, wiry.
We're sought after by old ladies.
There are much better creatures that you can use as slaves, is what I will say.
Like Leonin.
Oh yes, they're great slaves.
Am I in the area still?
You're kind of doing your little helicopter view. So what you would be able to see is that there is kind of another path leading out that continues in a roughly east direction, kind of winding its way further down out of the mountains. And you can see, like, as it gets down a little bit further, trees kind of start to rise up on either side of the path.
And we saw footprints in the mud from earlier in the rain. What about cart tracks, wheels, load-bearing animals?
None that you note. Are you looking for that now? Because it was Onyx who was looking for that earlier, and he didn't find anything.
Yeah. I found out what I needed to about the attack, and now I'm trying to see where they went. Were they on horseback, or did they have carts with them? Were they little tiny goblin footprints, or big heavy Goliath footprints?
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Was this like a concealed path or like well trodden?
It's pretty well trodden, more so than the goat path that you guys are on.
Is there only one way out of the village other than where we came in on?
Briar, you would note that there are other smaller paths kind of heading in other directions from the village, but the one that you have seen first, the largest one, is the path out of the village.
Which direction is
I'd
it
like
headed?
to follow some of these shorter ones for a minute.
Alright. As you travel, you can tell that they kind of like disappear into the mountains around them, and it just seems like they might be like hunting paths and other ways, just that the people living in this village would have come and gone from semi-regularly. But the one heading west, or correction, east, is the main path from the village. As well, you note no signs of any activity on the other ones. You spot some mountain goats kind of resting underneath a boulder. Javid, unfortunately you are not able to glean any new information from the tracks that you find. You can tell that there are tracks placed in the mud that predate your party's arrival in the village, but what nature they had eludes you.
I'm gonna come back and tell everybody what I found.
All right, so it seems like this village was occupied up until just a short time ago, a day or so, and it was attacked by parties unknown who took off, we may assume, out the main road to the east, but we don't know who they are, what they wanted, why they attacked. But they looted the place, took everybody and everything of value. I say we spend the night, let the storm pass, follow our own way toward Tor of your Deep.
So, quick question: does Wanda need to sleep?
Wanda does not need to sleep.
Could we ask Wanda to kind of follow the main path to see if she can find anything while we sleep.
Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem.
You know, if the people need help, maybe we could help them, but we need to at least know where they are.
I know it's
Where,
useless.
where they are and
but
who's taking them.
I was looking for any signs of life in case someone had successfully hidden, or, you know, like random animal got missed or something like that.
All right.
Is it still raining?
Yes. The
Picking
thunder
up?
rose
Staying the
higher.
same?
It's beginning to pick up.
Or we could go after these people. Because as the rain continues, we're going to lose any tracks.
That's why I was thinking we could have Wanda. Look, we're not really in any condition. Wait, did we get a long rest? We got a long rest. So we're just facing, so if we keep going, we're facing exhaustion. That's the issue.
And a storm.
And a storm.
Um,
But, I mean, we're staying ahead
I'm
of the
guessing
storm,
that
right?
based on the size of this village, it had to have been a pretty good party that attacked it to clean them out so thoroughly. They won't be hard to find. I don't think we'll lose enough time to lose them by waiting out the storm.
Didn't we say it was only like 4 houses?
6 to 7, right?
It's, yes, 6. So,
Okay.
And we're
You-
thinking this was a couple hours ago, right?
you would
or
be able
within
to tell that the number of inhabitants of this village, because you guys have probably spent about an hour and a half kind of like pouring, picking this place clean. It probably had about 30 or so inhabitants.
And so if we kept going, how long until we start taking exhaustion?
What is it? Hold on.
I think it's if you travel more than 8 hours.
No slight on your people, Snow. I think our
You guys have only been traveling about 4 hours, so I would say you have 4 hours left before you start running the risk of exhaustion.
I think we should go after them. We have a better shot if we can get them in transit. Even though it's a large group of people, if they get to where they're taking them, it's going to be harder to get them.
And if we can close the distance and rest as we go and hit them in the middle of this storm, they're not going to be expecting it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they'll
And
probably
if we
bed
manage-
down.
If we manage to somehow free them, at least we can bet that they would be willing to fight whoever it was that captured them.
Yeah. And we'll probably be better able to free them in transit.
I'm just worried that whoever was able to take down the whole village, it's nice to know that we might get some aid in case that these people are incredibly strong and outmatching us.
So, Snow...
Casimir, this is your expedition. You've got the I think final say. We're
Whatever gets us out of the mountains quicker, and if that means moving on ahead now in search of these villagers, then very well.
all right.
Snow, how formidable? So let's say there's 30 people, right? How well combat trained would most of the village be?
Probably very little to very few being well trained. My
Right.
clan specialized in artifact retrieval, and that was only a small portion of the clan. So
Yeah, the majority of them are going to be children, house folk, the rangers and the like who are going to be armed. We can expect, I think, no more than a half dozen of their number.
To be fighting force?
Right. To be, have some experience in arms. The hunters for the village, those who have done expeditionary work, that sort of thing. I'm just saying that based on my experience in the militia and what we found coming across villages that typically a village this size would have maybe 5 or 6 who have any experience in arms or combat.
Yeah, that's probably about right. And I don't know what this tribe's expertise or daily was. So, at most, probably not a giant force that could have subdued all of them. I think it would be manageable with the 5 of us.
Oh yeah. I think particularly if we come upon them while they're unsuspecting and having to keep an eye out for their captors, will have the advantage.
All right. Well, if we're going to go, let's go and hopefully get this over with before the storm gets to us.
Let's go.
By all means.
Does it the way? So now that we go through the village and out the path, can we travel any faster, or is it still pretty hazardous?
You could travel faster, yes, definitely. As you guys leave the village, you can see that this is it is in fact no longer a goat path, and this is a cart path. You can tell that there's the familiar twin ruts on either side that have gone, but the center path as well has been tramped down by numerous feet, kind of heading in this direction.
All right. So I'll take off at a slightly more than normal. Definitely not a half-time stealth march, but I'm going to try to take advantage of cover, moving ahead as quietly as possible, slipping from tree to rock.
You're moving faster?
Correct.
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'd like to fly pretty high up ahead, see what I can see.
Okay. Sure, Briar, give me a perception check. Okay. Alright. You depart from the village, and it kind of disappears behind you in the mountain rain. Moving out ahead. As you're kind of winding down this level path out of the mountains, the trees kind of growing taller and taller on either side of you, you suddenly note, Briar, some kind of figure or form lying on the ground just a little ways beyond the edge of the path. It would not have been visible were you not in the air.
I'm gonna fly down to him.
As you get closer, you note it is a tabaxi, kind of an older male, dressed in plain cloth clothes and pants. He's kind of on his back, his arms kind of crossed across his chest. And you can see underneath him is a pool of blood.
I'm gonna shake him.
He is cold, but not stiff.
Oh no. I'm gonna rush back and get everybody.
Alright. Briar kind of over the treetops and kind of in front of your party as each one of you is moving a little bit quickly.
Can I hustle back and get Dimitari actually and just bring her? She's pretty chill with death. I think she'll
Alright.
be the best in this
And,
situation.
I want to see if I can tell how long this old fellow's been dead.
Are we sure he's dead?
Yeah, I was gonna check his pulse first thing as soon as I got there.
Okay.
Like, he could be dying.
Alright, go ahead and give me a check with your medicine check. Well,
So with advantage, right? Because I know what I'm doing,
sure,
or
I'll
we were
allow
just.
it. Alright. You can tell that he's dead. With your bonus from your mortician's tools and kind of having an understanding of this, he's dead. He's very dead. He's no longer.
Can I tell how long it's
He
been?
did?
Or, I mean,
Alright. Hold on.
How does a mortician not have medicine?
yeah, well,
That's a weird one
that's
to
a good
not take.
point. I know. Well, in my mind, I was like, would she have done medicine? Because they're dead. It's not like she's trying to heal them. But, yeah, hindsight
I mean,
is
you kind of
20/20,
have to
and I
know
should've-
about anatomy to, like, dissect a body.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, all right. I don't.
She
I don't
just
think I can
hacks at
change
him.
it now. It is what it is.
I will say that it's never been stated that she was good at her job. She just had a job.
Yeah. Putting a lot of faith in her.
That's fair.
There's a reason she's not practicing right now.
Yeah, her license got taken away. Okay. So you can tell he's dead. He is cold, but not stiff.
Can I tell how he died?
He has a huge gaping wound in his chest.
Do I recognize him?
You do not.
What,
Javid,
you
if
think
would
all
like to
tabaxis
do-
just
oh,
know each other?
Actually, sorry, Javid, you did make a medicine check. You would probably be able to tell based on cold, not stiff. He has been dead probably around 4 or 5 hours. Maybe less. But at a it is over an hour and less than 8, essentially.
And he had his arms crossed over his chest, you said?
Correct. You kind of had to like move them out of the way, and you can see he's just been stabbed like straight in the chest.
So somebody placed him like that, it seems like. If it's like delicately done.
Yeah.
Or is it just like haphazardly done?
It's not really delicate.
Like he got stabbed and was like holding the wound when he fell over and was just
Yeah,
like,
he just kind of fell over and like his hands went over his chest.
Is he bound up at all? Like,
He's not. There's no signs of binding.
And it's pretty far from the trail, right?
Not really. It's pretty close, but you would not. But just based on where it is physically, like the rest of you kind of had to go through these little trees and like around a bend. It's not somewhere that you would have been able to see from the trail.
Does it look
So
like,
it's almost like he got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think you might have gotten to the point, like he was thrown from a cart or something.
Or maybe they took him out in behind the trees to execute him because he was mouthing off.
oh no, they
That's
took
what
him
I
to the
think.
farm upstate.
They like dragged him aside.
Look at the rabbit, George.
But that doesn't make any sense because if you're trying to show a display of power, then you would want to kill him in front of everyone.
Well, I was just thinking,
Unless
like,
they're
maybe
not
they
so
killed
much
him and
stronger
then
than the
tossed
party
him.
that they have that kind of ability to demonstrate power without stirring up the a rebellion. You know, if they get too wild, the villagers might decide to fight back.
How old is this tabaxi? Like,
He's in his
old
50s.
enough to where he might be slowing the whole troop down?
Not that old. He's in his 50s.
So on the path, do we see footprints or cart wheels? Like, is there like what type of sign does it look like how they're traveling?
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
This whole time, I'm like everybody's trying to figure this out, and I'm like eyes in the sky, like tracking the storm.
It's getting closer. It'll be here within just a few hours.
And the,
You can tell that. All right, so examining this area here, it's just footprints. There's no signs of pack animals or carts. There are a fair few footprints, probably 10 or so, moving away from the village. Additionally, kind of over around this body, you can see that there's this kind of like circle of footprints where they kind of like maneuvered around in here. And a little bit of signs of someone being dragged. About 3 or 4 people were dragged from this position back towards the road.
Looks like they may have tried to make a break for it and got caught.
Can Azure probably couldn't, but maybe Snow could tell the size so that we could probably see tabaxi footprints. Does the other footprints, do they look humanoid or like large
they're
humanoid?
all roughly the same size footprints. It doesn't look like anyone's like. There's no ogres or anything here. They're all medium-sized creatures.
This entire time my tail's been twitching. Got a strong grip on my bow. We should keep going.
yep. I'll fold the guy's arms up, give him a pat down to see if he's got any tokens identifying, like a tribal necklace or brooch or something that
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Hey, Snow, is there anything we're supposed to do for this guy? Like, do you guys have any kind of, I don't know.
Funerary rites?
It's intimidation.
Yeah.
They do. So that would have been a 6 on your roll there, Javid. You find that he does have like a twine necklace with a small, like, appears to be like clay symbol, and it would be a. It looks like it is kind of like 3 twisted roots running together. But Snow, the typical funerary rite for the Tabaxi clans here is sky burials.
What is that?
Yep.
Are we gonna yeet him into the sky with the catapult?
Nah,
that's
he's good right here.
Yeah,
Let's move.
it's where you
You
take
leave
someone
them
up
on a rock.
high.
Oh, got it.
Vultures come and eat them.
Nah, he's good. Let's go.
You don't clean them up or anything? You don't expect that?
You could take his clothes off.
You want to like strip him? Yeah, I was gonna say we could drag him off the road a little ways and strip him.
Maybe we should take care of that later.
There is
are
nothing
life
we can do
jackets.
him for here.
Yeah,
We
on
should
our
move
way back we could do it.
quickly.
All right.
I reluctantly carry on. I'll fly up ahead and keep going.
Alright.
Tell you guys if I see anything.
You continue on ahead. After about an hour or so, you suddenly note an orange glow of torchlight underneath and adjacent to some rocks along the path. As you kind of maneuver through the rain and the clouds above, you can spot, at first, probably about 5 or so human and other kind of humanoid creatures wearing various pieces of armor. Chainmail and steel, shields slung across their back. 3 of them are in kind of a formation looking down the trail the way that you guys are approaching.
I'm gonna stealthily but quickly head on back and warn everyone.
And the light now, we're seeing torches. So they've lit torches, so it's darkish.
It's pretty dark now, yeah. Dim light pretty much everywhere.
I'm gonna look at Javid. I think the quietest of us should move up first, and then the rest come in once they hear the festivities.
So yeah, I'm looking for shadows and the like, and I go invisible.
I'm gonna go off the path and flank.
I was gonna say, does anybody want to come through the trees and see if there's any place to hide?
I was gonna sneak up with Snow and Onyx. Maybe a little bit further behind, but not.
Onyx, you would note that the storm is almost upon you. It will be here very soon.
I'm like starting to get severely amped, like pupils dilated, nostrils dilated, and breathing hard. Still no armor or anything on.
I'm gonna look at him. How long do we have?
Less than an hour, it'll be here.
I think we spring our trap during the storm.
Also, and I'm always one for a fight, but this time it seemed I'm like raring for a fight. It's like almost frothing at the mouth. It's like Briar can drop me from the skies and I can drop in the middle of them.
Not without your armor.
Wait until Javid and I take some of them out, and so confusion among them.
You know, that might not be a bad idea if Javid and Snow just kind of take some out with the arrows, and then right as that happens, Onyx drops down. Onyx and Briar drop down together. You need armor.
Alright, hold on.
Before we spring on them, let's make sure this is the right party, and we're not just dropping in on somebody else entirely.
What did I see exactly? I saw like
That
5
is
people
so
at
cool,
once.
Liam.
Before you approached, or before you turned back, you kind of got a quick glimpse. You saw 3 soldiers with torches looking towards your party's direction, and then 2 more soldiers just beyond them, and that was all that you saw.
I'm looking at the map. Does it look like there's some cliffs up top here?
There are cliffs up top there.
Ooh.
They're kind of standing in this like natural little like depression of the road as it passes between like 2 sets of boulders on either side.
That's a bad place to make camp.
Well, we've got an owl that can go check it out. We can just take them out really quick. It'd be nice and easy. It'd be fun.
How high up are the cliffs?
Not super high, like maybe 10, 15 feet.
Before we
What if-
move forward, I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Okay, actually, this is probably a good spot for us as a group to take a break because things are about to happen. So we will take about a 10-minute break, and we'll be right back.
If you're gonna back out, you might as well join a branch that's worth joining.
Alright, welcome back everyone. So, you are making your approach on these strange soldiers you have encountered in the hills.
So these soldiers don't look familiar at all, right? Like their garb doesn't look to be like a nation type garb.
Not really. Not that you can tell. They're not, they don't have like a uniform, so to speak. They are dressed similarly to one another, but they're not, it's not a you know.
A faction uniform.
Correct.
They look like missionary or mercenaries, right?
Yeah. You'd probably be able to tell that.
Would we possibly, like, would one of us be able to get on the cliff without being detected?
I would.
Probably.
But I feel like it might be better just to send Wanda in real fast, just to see if we have the right people before we start moving.
Right,
Yeah,
make sure we get a
if there are the right people.
good count of how many there are and how many hostages, what the hostages situation looks like, all of that.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception check and a stealth check for Wanda. And I believe Wanda definitely makes her stealth check with advantage. Definitely.
I'm gonna scramble into my armor and get my sword back.
Okay.
Because I was told to do it.
Yeah, there's no way you're going into battle without armor.
I do it all the time. He's going fine.
You're different.
Alright. Wanda kind of silently sails towards these strange figures. As Wanda passes overhead, kind of rounds the boulder, looking, I assume you're looking through Wanda's eyes. It's not that far.
Yep.
Feeling, or using Wanda's senses, essentially. So, at the rear, closest to your part, you can see that there are two men in chainmail with shields and long swords kind of standing at the ready. Between them is a third wearing lighter leather armor with long bow, keeping an eye out. In the center of this group, you can see that there are more figures in plate armor, swords at the ready. And kneeling on the ground are 4 tabaxi, their clothes kind of ragged and tattered. All of them, their wrists are bound together and they are tied one to the other. 3 of them appear to be much smaller, probably children, tied to the 4th that is in the lead. There's another soldier kind of holding their bindings. There's a group of 3 furthermost in the lead that you could see are having a conversation. Overall, Wanda counts 10 of these figures and 4 hostages.
You said 3 of the hostages are children?
Yes. As Wanda gets closer, she's kind of able to overhear snippets of their conversation kind of through the sounds of thunder. One of them is grumbling, "We should keep going. It's only probably another hour." And another one kind of chimes in. I don't care. We'll set up for the night and stop here. It's not like we have anything to worry about. Besides, Arquebos isn't going to give a shit about these ones. If we get them there on time, what's he going to do? Grunt at us? I don't really give a shit what he has to say. These slaves are barely going to net us the amount of money that we've spent on this exposition. The rest of them are more valuable anyway. Don't really understand why he sent us back here to pick up the stragglers. The one that you can kind of tell is the leader. He's wearing this just like kind of like ornate steel breastplate that has like gold inlay on it. I don't care. We're moving on ahead. It's only another hour, and once we get there, we can rest. Kind of gives a shout, and they kind of start like kind of picking themselves up and beginning to get ready to move.
Now's the time, guys. There's 10. They're about to leave. 4 hostages, 3 children, and they are not expecting us. They're an hour away from wherever they're trying to go, and they are trying to take these guys as slaves. And there are probably more that are already in the hands of their boss.
Briar, fly me up and drop me down on him.
Let's do this. I'm gonna pick him up, and we're gonna go.
I'm gonna, as Briar's picking up Onyx, I'm just gonna like bolt, maybe not quite run, but definitely like in a very fast pace, just run up the cliff, and then kind of stealth along, so I can kind of watch what's going on.
All right.
And DM, you had said that there was there were torches. So how far out does the light extend? Are we like in dim light or darkness out where we are?
I believe it is 20 feet from them is the edge of the bright light. So pretty much everything except for immediately around them is dim light.
So, with Briar flying me up above them, I'll tell her, maintain about 40 feet, and then I'll use control flames to douse all of the flames.
Okay.
I say
I
while
don't
they're
think I have dark vision.
I mean,
You should have that orb on you.
you would be all right. So, Azriel, you moved up to the cliffs.
Yep. I'm clocking Briar and Onyx as well as looking down below. So I'm kind of like watching because I want to strike as soon as he drops.
yeah, I don't have control over my token.
The game should be paused.
Oh, it is now. Everyone else is moving.
Yeah, I was moving people.
Yeah, that was Liam.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
get in range, so as soon as Onyx drops, I attack whoever is
How
like.
far from are you trying to get dropped?
So, I've got that deal to where if I cast a first level or higher spell, I can fly 10 feet. So I'm just using that to break my fall again.
Okay.
So I can pretty much drop from however far and then just use that to break my fall. I mean, that's what we did last time, unless you think that means something else.
No, that's fine. What's you were trying to do? Control.
So initially, like before she drops me, I'm gonna try to do control flame to douse any kind of light, and then when she drops me, I'm gonna cast thunder wave at 2nd level when I land in the thick group of people. So,
Alright, so you would only be able to
15
douse like one torch, basically.
Okay, that's the only thing within 60 feet.
Well, no. The way the spell works is you can do one thing.
Right. If you cast it multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time.
Right, and each one of those You can't. You're not just. You don't like cast it 3 times. It's like you cast it once, and then again, and then again.
Oh, I got you.
It's like-
I got what you're saying.
I'm afraid of
I'd like to
anyway, so I
stay
can see things.
back as long as I can see them, and I'm gonna just try to stay hidden in the darkness while I'm attacking them.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up 30 feet and insightful fighting that one.
So do any of
Mm.
these look like
Sorry, go
magic
ahead.
users? Or are they just all straight mercenaries?
They look like mercenaries,
Okay.
All right, so
as far as you can tell.
so basically, I want Briar to drop me on that one, and then I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave at the 3 that are standing closer together, so I can get all 3 of them in.
Wait, aren't the 3 in front of I'm looking.
They
The-
will be too far for Thunderwave. Thunderwave isn't a large area.
Oh, it's gotta touch me.
Because I believe Thunderwave is a cube,
Yeah,
and the
cube 15 feet on the side.
One of the
centered on the
faces
caster.
is touching you.
Yep, I forgot it was self. It's not. It's one of those extra spells in my fucking shit ass.
All right.
So as soon as I see Onyx drop, can I try to just like run and literally try to land on this guy? I can't ping him, but the one Onyx isn't on, the one in front of Briar.
I can do Shatter though, and that one gets all 3 of them.
I'd also like to try to time it where I'm attacking at the same time as everyone else, and I want to hex that one in the middle,
So
and then I will.
it is. Okay, sure. Can I get everyone to roll for initiative?
Really quickly, is Shatter gonna fuck me up?
No, so I can cast Shatter away from me. It has nothing to do with you. So I just want you to drop me on that one dude by himself, and then I'll cast Shatter behind me at those 3.
All right, so I'd say you guys are probably about 60. I hope you guys are clicking on your tokens when you're rolling for initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna, so thanks. Definitely forgot again.
All right. All right. As the rest of you get into position, about 60 feet up, directly over the lone soldier. Briar, you let go. And Onyx, you plummet to the ground and cast your spell.
Yep. So it'll be Shatter right on that ping, and it's a 10-foot radius circle, so it gets all 3 of those guys.
Is that a dex save? Or con save?
Con save.
Okay. Alright. There's a loud crack on the ground. You note the 3 soldiers just like grab their heads and begin reeling in pain. And you land next to the soldier.
So, quick question on timing. If as soon as Briar dropped Onyx, could I time it so that right when his spell went off, I landed on the other guy?
I mean, it's your turn now, so you can.
Sure. Because I'm just saying,
Actually,
like,
sorry. It's Briar's turn. Which I guess you could have done something as Onyx was falling, because you know
That's what I was saying.
Does kind of make sense for you to have first go.
No surprise round?
There is a surprise round. They're not
Yeah,
taking any action.
What?
I mean, we're at the top of initiative.
Yeah, so based on initiative, wouldn't it be Briar drops Onyx, just based off the way that the initiative going? As soon as Azrael sees Briar drop Onyx, she like leaps and runs off the cliff and tries to land on this guy. And right as she lands on the guy, Onyx does his spell. Like that kind of would make some sense. So that kind of happens simultaneously is what I'm trying to describe.
Because my only thing I can do is dropping him.
I mean, I would say dropping him's free, so you could still like move. So you're 60 feet up.
Okay, I think I have 40 feet of movement now. So, can I take
You
it?
could fall 60 feet and take 66 damage.
No, I'm alright. I'll just go down the 40 feet and then I guess dash down.
Alright.
Can I still attack if I dash or no?
Are you landing kind of on the ground right there? Or just landing?
I mean, could you
Oh my
just like
God.
move down 40 feet and throw one of your javelins as Onyx is falling?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, and I would like to be between them. So yes, but I'll do what she said.
You're 20 feet in the air.
Okay. Sounds good. And I have a double attack now. Haha. So I'll throw 2 javelins.
I don't think that works with range.
No, I think it's only.
Damn.
Yeah, I played a barbarian before that sucked, but
Okay,
Hold
that's
on,
fine.
let me check.
So I'll just do the one. Oh, so this is a text per action 2.
No, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action. So if it's a
yeah,
range-
but she has just to get the 2 javelins.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
a problem, right? Because you
Drawing
can't.
Another one is what will get you.
Yeah,
Okay. So
if
I'll
she
just
already
do-
had one, that would be different. But
Okay. So throwing one at whoever she's not going to attack because I feel like she's gonna hit one of the ones next to me. This guy, I suppose.
That does hit.
Oh yeah. And then let's do damage. Not bad at all. Oh, it's adding rage damage. I haven't raged yet, so let me turn that off.
Okay. So it's 11 there. Jesus.
Yeah, so no rage yet, but it's coming. And that's all I'm doing.
All right, Azrael, it is your turn.
as soon as I saw Briar start to drop, I wanted to just like run It's not letting me move, but I wanted to run and land right on top of the guy Briar didn't hit. But I can't actually get down off the cliff.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, it'd be like right, because I want to like literally land on top of him.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. Alright. You kind of like, as this is happening, you just like land next to him. This one is wearing like full plate with a shield, and he's like getting ready to draw out or he has a spear kind of slung underneath the shield, ready to draw.
All right. So that's my movement. So I'm gonna take out my sai and try to see if I can find a spot within his armor to like stab him.
Go ahead, roll your attack. It does not hit. His armor is pretty well covering most of his body. And, as he like kind of like deflects it out of the way and gives a shout, "We're under attack!"
All right. I'm gonna use a bonus action for patient defense and take the dodge action. And that's my turn.
Alright, Onyx, your turn was dropping, so Demetari, it is your...
I am going to use my bonus action to hex this one. And actually, I am going to move in a bit. Okay. And I am going to cast Ice Knife on the same guy.
On which one?
I'm assuming the leader, this one.
Okay. That hits. Roll damage.
Alright. And then each creature within 5 feet will make a dex save.
Alright. Just like the knife sticks the scout in the chest, and she just like drops, and then it explodes shards, and the other two just collapse dead next to her.
And we have talked about this before. When I am using Hex... Oh wait, never mind. Doesn't even matter. Okay, I'm going to get 2 hit points back from that then. And then that ends my turn.
Alright. Javid, it's your turn.
All right. So before the action started, I hid invisibly in the darkness,
Yeah, alright.
and then I'm going to use my bonus to cast Hunter's Mark on the one with the ornate breastplate.
What's the range on Hunter's Mark? Is it just a creature you can see?
Creature you can see within 90 feet.
Okay, too far. Because you can only... There's the 3 dead ones, and then there's the 2 at the rear of the slaves. So you're... And those 2 are 80 feet from you. You need to get closer. Oh,
So I will move. What?
Reagan's gone. She's back. She's gone.
So, am I within range of the?
Yes.
So, all right, I've got arrow knocked. I will fire at that one.
Which one? Sorry. You gotta... Okay.
And I'll also use my Dread Ambusher to attack a second time.
Okay. Alright, that does hit. For that first. And the second one hits as well. The target is still standing. Hold on, who are you attacking? You marked... You put your hex on the one with the special armor? And
Yeah.
And then you pinged a different one to attack.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see from the board which one has the special.
That's the one with the special armor. The one that doesn't have a token face.
Oh, okay.
The only
Sorry.
unique one on the battlefield.
I was aiming at the one with the fan.
Got it. Well... Okay.
Square away the one that I've messed up. I'm aiming at this one. First with a longbow with Hunter's Mark, and then Dread Ambusher.
Alright. Both of those bolts strike him in the shoulder.
And then I will use my second attack for the action. To fire a third time. So those 3 shots are in my.
That last one does not hit. He kind of like pulls up his shield and just like deflects the last strike.
All right. So with movement bonus and actions, that's my turn.
Snow, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to run, use my bonus action to dash, and use my feline agility to move 90 feet. And I'm going to hit the one who's holding the rope.
That's that one.
Yeah, that one. Hey, where do we mark to automatically roll damage with our rolls?
I don't know. I was actually gonna try to find that because you guys should be just automatically rolling. It just makes it
So
faster.
it's so rather than like clicking on like the 7 or whatever, you would click on in D&D Beyond, like let's say it says unarmed strike, you click on the little hand signal next to it.
Oh, so I would click on like the little bow thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of actually like pushing the hit DC thing?
Yeah, you want to keep going left and you want to hit the little,
Okay, got it.
and that's how you roll both.
Well, I'll know for next time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just did it with Briar. Yep. So yeah, if you guys mark that, then you can just roll.
And I think with spellcasters, as long as you just hit the cast button, it'll do that.
Yeah. All right. You can like fire at him, and he just plants his shield in the way, and it just sticks into the wood.
22 doesn't hit.
Oh, sorry. I see a 13. Okay, there it is. That does hit. Yeah. That's right.
I was gonna say, holy shit.
V is still alive.
Yeah.
Just badly injured. Sorry, I saw a 13.
Yeah, that was Javid's.
Alright. Briar, it is your turn. You are 20 feet in the air between the two mercenaries at the rear of the party.
Oh god, we lost her.
Emily?
Apparently.
She rolled too good on her stealth.
Okay, so I'm going to lamp it then and rage and attack one.
Where are
This
you
guy's not
landing? You're not landing between
Right
them, right?
right between them.
Seriously? You want to get flanked?
She's raging, it's fine.
She's about to kill one of them.
I'm mad.
Alright, which one are you attacking? Actually, disregard.
The uninjured one.
The uninjured one?
Yeah.
The 22 does hit, so go ahead and roll damage. The 13, however, does not hit.
Did that damage come through?
Nope.
It says 4 plus 5, 9. And it doesn't add the raging damage. It looks like. Even when I turned on the raging. Mixed with it
I don't see your damage anywhere. I don't even see it on D&D Beyond.
You know?
Oh, I'm refreshing. Oh, there it is. So,
Whoop! There it is.
And I don't see that it added the raging damage.
alright, I see one of your attacks with a 13 to hit and then 14 damage, but that one was a miss. So I'll say that one counts. Hold on. So that would be +2 because you're raging, so 16 damage. Alright. You just like sink into his shoulder and he kind of like lets out a groan of pain. You can tell that you have hurt him. He's not doing well. Is that the end of your turn?
Right. Yes.
You've got 20 more feet of movement.
I'm supposed to step out. Oh, I need to roll my table too. Oop. I'm sorry. She said.
Oh, yes. You can teleport, you can use a bonus action to teleport 30 feet, if you'd like.
She bonus action raged.
True.
Clear for now.
Is that where you want to stay?
Take a step out so I'm no longer flanked.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alright. Scurrying down from the cliffs on the far side, you see one of the scouts drawing his long up, and he sends 2 arrows towards Azrael. Alright, they both miss. The other one, noting Snow, is targeting the one in control of the slate. Targets Snow. Sending 2 bolts towards you. Alright. Well, pretty sure they all missed. Okay. That soldier's gonna move over. And he's gonna target Onyx as he moves in that. Alright. With 2 quick swipes towards you, Onyx, one of them connects for 11 slashing damage. The other one drops the rope holding the 4 slaves and darts towards you. Actually, he's going to move. No, he's going to dart there. also attack you twice. Alright. 2 more swipes, another one connects for a total of 10 slashing damage.
Shield.
Alright, he misses. Azrael, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna take out my Sai, and I am going to hit the one in front of Briar. Can I use my inspiration to have advantage
Hold
on it?
I just realized that
What's
What?
wrong?
I had to swap some of the tokens out and it removed them from the initiative tracker. I gotta verify where they were.
Okay.
Alright, keep going, Azrael.
Okay. So I'm gonna take out my Sai, and I am going to attack the one in front of Briar, the one in leathers. And I'm going to use my inspiration for advantage.
Well, hold on, there's no one wearing leather in front of you.
No, in front of Briar.
No one is wearing leather there.
Oh.
It's 2 guys wearing chainmail and 1 guy in full plate.
Sorry, the chainmail one.
Oh,
Not the full plate.
got it. That does hit. And you just like dig the Sai into his armor and he lets out a grunt and dies.
Alright. I'm then gonna move over to be flanking with Briar, and then I'm just gonna unarmed strike the one in plate.
Okay. That hits.
Is he dead?
No.
Alright, well, that's my turn. I imagine like I hit him in the head and his like plate thing caves in or something like that.
Yeah, you left a dent in his armor and he's like reeling. He's barely standing. Alright. Onyx, it's your turn.
Good old sword.
It does not hit. He just like
Oof, on the
drives it out of the way with his shield. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna end my turn.
Alright. Demetari, it's your turn.
I am moving here. Okay. I would like. Let me double check my measurements.
Just so you know, Javid, you're standing in bright light right
Okay.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted not to be standing in bright light. I wanted to be standing in dim light. Where's the light?
You should also note that your dim light invisibility only applies to creatures that are using dark vision to see you. These are all humans.
About to be dead humans.
Copy.
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but my daughter's fever is super, super high, and I'm on the phone with the nurse advice line. Can one of you guys take control of me for a minute?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, thanks.
Alright, Demetari, it is your turn now.
All right, I am going to be transferring Hex to this one. And I am going to cast Ray of Sickness.
Okay. Is that a saving throw?
It was a roll to hit on my end, but let me double check. I believe if it does hit, it's a saving
Alright, I see
throw to see what. Okay.
Alright. He dies. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that doesn't hit. Disregard. He just explodes off of his shield.
Okay. I'm gonna use my sorcery points to reroll. Is that
Your
cool?
sorcery points?
Yeah, it's part of my feat that I got, Meta Magic
Oh.
Adept.
Gotcha. Okay. Go for it.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it again. All right,
Okay, that one hits.
cool. Do you want me to reroll damage or?
Nope, that's enough. He dies.
Cool. I'll take 3 hit points.
Alright. The leader begins casting a spell. He's pulling his shield out, drawing his spear, and he just like quickly casts a spell, and then this like blurring form appears around him, and you can barely make out exactly where he is. Alright, and then he's gonna stay right where he is. Actually, he's gonna shout, "Take cover, you idiots! They've got too many archers!" And he's gonna move over. Javid, it's your turn.
Where's over there?
He's behind
Which
the
way
rock.
did he go?
Over in that direction.
All right. I can't tell from the board where the bright light is and dim and so forth. So I want to move closer to the action, yet into dim light and close to some place that obscures me. There, is that dimish and closer?
Can you see, like, little pips indicating where light is?
No.
I don't know what those look like.
Alright, never mind.
Okay, that guy's hidden then, isn't he? Because I don't see him.
Yeah, he went behind a rock. He took
He's
cover
behind-
because you were shooting at him.
Well, I'm gonna keep doing so, but I can't see them right now.
Use my rock.
Are the
Total cover?
captives like on the ground? Or are they standing?
They're kneeling.
Okay, so we can see over them.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Never mind. That's not me, is it?
You are standing in bright light, just so you know.
I don't know where. Is there any dim light within?
There
35
there were
feet of where I
three
was standing.
torches that the foes were carrying. So their entire encampment portion, 20 feet and plus 20 feet in either direction, is bright light. But again, your dim light and visibility is not going to help you against them because they are not using dark vision to see you.
I'm sorry. Is there any cover in the vicinity, like here?
You hide behind a rock.
All right. Just a rock.
Yes.
All right. Get that one, and
Who are you attacking?
that one.
That hits.
And I will fire a second time.
That does not hit. As you're trying to aim through the melee, the scout on the far side ducks underneath your second bolt. And it flies off into the distance.
All right, and I want to stay where I can see the boulder where the leader ran, while maintaining as much cover from the others.
Alright, Snow, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna hit the uninjured one. Okay.
Okay, got it. That hits.
So, just quick question for that. How do we get a roll advantage with that? Because it wouldn't let me do my advantage.
Why would you have advantage?
Steady aim. I didn't move.
Oh,
I mean,
what do you mean?
it's fine now. So like when I press the bow thing, it doesn't give me an option, and if I right click it, there's no option to roll
You have to
with
left
advantage.
shift click.
What the hell?
You can also have it set like I do, which
Yeah.
is every time I make a roll, I choose what I want. It slows it slightly, but I never
Yeah, if you-
roll incorrectly.
Yeah, if you click the little thing, it'll ask like whisper rolls, types of roll, that type of stuff. You just say ask every time.
Got it.
Alright. Well, that hits, and they exploded anyway, regardless of whether or not you hit crit them, so they're very different.
All right. Well, then, since it already hit, I'm gonna use the bonus action to insightful fighting the guy behind him.
Okay. Alright. You succeed on your insightful fighting. This one is going to disengage and run away. This one is going to move up to him, and he's going to cast Cure Wound. Alright. And he's going to stay right there. Casimir's going to walk. The 4 prisoners are going to stand up and say, "Let's get out of here!" And they're going to start running past you guys as they are tied together. It is Briar's turn. Oh god, we just...
Alright. Wait,
What?
yeah, it looks like one of the guys disappeared.
Oh, he's good. My shift click, if I don't deselect things and then I click someone else, it adds them and then I move them, so... Alright, go ahead, Briar.
Casimir. Did you
What?
say he ran away?
No, he moved towards you guys. He came forward.
Well, Briar, I don't think I can move her, but she's gonna move up to the guy that just got cured wounds, and just take her battle axe 2 times and just attack him. Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Go ahead and roll it. Also, she could have just teleported. Or,
Yeah, but that
I
takes a
don't know.
bonus action, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll say she moved, because, you know, hasn't gone anywhere crazy.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe she'll want to teleport here in a second. That misses. That misses as well. They are too well armored. And she's just like grazing off them. This one's like rejuvenated. His like wounds are restored. You can see that his bleeding has been staunched.
You know what? Maybe she'll teleport back as a bonus action, just because she doesn't want to be sitting right there.
Okay.
So yeah, well, she moved, attacked, missed twice, and then as a bonus action, teleported back to where she was.
Yep,
Yeah.
teleports
that's-
literally right backwards.
Yep. Because that way she at least isn't like sitting there gonna get pounded on.
Alright. Scout is going to... Actually, before they move... They are going to take Azrael. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my rolls, but they're literally all ones, so... I actually haven't...
It's about
rolled-
time it happened to you.
I'm like, there's like something wrong actually. I haven't rolled a non-1 in like with these scouts in like any of their roles.
So what you're saying
Anyway.
is you didn't believe us until it started happening on your end.
Alright, they're gonna move back. The soldier is dead. Azrael, it's your
Alright, I think Azrael will move up here. And then attack with the side. Okay. And he's still alive, right?
correct. I don't think you would be able to sneak attack.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so take the 2.
6. So
Shit.
it'll be 5.
6. Yes, take the 6 off. Okay, so just be 5 damage. All right,
yes,
and
he's still
then
standing.
and he doesn't look that bad, right?
He's hurt. I mean, you guys have been hitting him a bunch.
Oh, fuck it. I want him to die. I'm gonna do Fury of Blows.
That does. But he is still standing.
Would be twice, so that would be still standing after 14 damage.
He looks very.
Well, I can't do anything, so that's my turn.
Alright, Onyx, it's your turn.
Run up with Azrael and swipe with my longsword.
That hits. And you finish him off.
I want to like run my longsword in the soft spot in his armor, like pull his head over there, and then just like take a bite out of his neck as he drops to the ground.
Just like collapses in this like bloody mangled heap in front of you. His head barely attached.
And then like blood dripping off my face, I want to look at the other guy and just and do daunting roar on him.
Is that a bonus action?
It is.
Nice. What
So-
kind of check is that? A whiz save?
Whiz save of 13.
Alright. Easy. Alright.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's all I got. That ends my turn.
Dimitari, it's your turn.
I am gonna hold my action until the people that are tied up come within range, and I am gonna pull out my small knife and cut them free. And as I'm doing so, I'm going to say, "Hide, but find us when this is over. We want to help the others." And then that's it.
Alright. Stepping out from behind cover and bolting over towards you is the leader. And he is just going to try to catch you in the chest with his shield. I need you to make a strength saving. Alright. He just like catches you in the gut with it, and you take 7 bludgeoning damage, but you stay standing. And just as quickly as he had jabbed you with that, his spear tip comes flying out from behind the shield toward. The first one misses. The second one connects.
Shield.
Misses. Alright.
So, can we have it to where, like, every time I cast shield, it's like a small, like, tendril of lightning that comes from the storm and, like, Faraday cages my ass when they try to attack me?
Just like, the tip of the spear was like flying towards your chest, and this just like arc of electricity just deflects it away.
Nice.
Javid, it's your turn. The leader has left cover.
Right. Well, I'm going to start by shouting, "Throw down your arms, and you may yet live to walk away from this." And but I'm not going to give him a chance to. I'm going to shoot him.
That is at disadvantage, as he is under magically obscured. All creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls.
I will try a second time as I see that his illusory outline is thrown off my aim.
He's like, you can see he's like kind of like twisting and turning and like only materializing for like a brief second. And you shoot over Onyx's shoulder, and it passes directly through one of his illusory form.
Nuts.
Another blow, just like Onyx, you see over your shoulder, right through him in front of you, as it's just this like kind of like whirlwind of spear tips and shield in front of you.
And that is my turn.
Snow, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot at him. Straight roll. If I had advantage.
Sure. That does not hit.
Well,
It just like sticks into the shield, and he kind of twirls it away and just cracks the arrow off with his spear. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
The medic is going to reach over, plant his hand on the leader, and then rejuvenate him. His wounds heal. Nice, that's a good roll. The captives run past you, Dimtar. And you cut their bindings. They look at you with these kind of like wary but understanding gazes as they are running away. And they disappear. They're very... It's all tabaxi art.
Awesome.
It is Briar's turn.
So Briar's gonna move 20 feet and then teleport another 30 feet to be flanking the medic with Onyx, and then she's gonna kill this medic. So just 2 attacks to just take this sucker out.
That does not hit. That does hit.
And it's 2-handed.
So yeah, 12 damage. He is still standing.
Wait, wouldn't it be 25 damage?
No. The math is done incorrectly in that.
Oh.
It counts the 1 and 2-handed damage together.
Oh, okay, so you're right. So just be 12, yeah. Yeah.
That second one does hit.
Alright, and that's her turn.
An 18 doesn't hit that guy. Jesus.
Alright.
Alright. The scout is going to come out from and shoot at Briar. Thank goodness her armor class is kind of low.
Her armor class is 16, at least.
Kinda low. One of them critically strikes her for 12 damage. The second one connects for another 8. So that would be 6 and 4, so a total of 10 damage. Don't worry, she's got 50 more hit points.
She's fine.
She literally doesn't even know. And the scout runs behind cover. Asriel, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna step up to this medic and take my sight out and just go after him.
Alright. You do have advantage on the attack, but that hits.
Wait, why do I have advantage?
You're technically flanking the throw.
Oh, I am? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we said it was 120 degrees, but I get to
Okay.
use that against you guys.
I'll roll again to see if it's a crit.
It's okay, he's dead.
Alright, then I'm going to... Onyx, how are you looking? Are you kind of like bloodied?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty bloody.
Alright, I'm going to use my Fury of Blows. With one hand, I'm going to attack the leader. And then with the second one, I'm going to do my Hand of Healing onto Onyx.
Yeah, I'm like halvesies.
It is disadvantaged, so go ahead and roll again against the leader. Alright. He does not hit.
So even though I miss with one hand, with my other hand, I reach out to Onyx and it just infuse him with 6 points of healing. Not that much, I didn't roll well.
Alright. Onyx, as your hit points are restored, is your
Oh, can I move to flank so Onyx can have, let me move. Just so, or I can't move him now, but she moved so Onyx will get flanking at the end of her turn.
I'm gonna reach out and like you said, he's wearing like full plate armor, right?
the leader only has a breastplate. He's a breastplate and shield.
I'm gonna hook my fingers under his breastplate and like open my mouth, and you see like purple glowing energy, and I'm just gonna shoot magic missile into his face from like point blank range. At second level.
Alright.
So that's 4d4 plus 4. $16 points of damage.
Alright. He maintains concentration on his spell.
Then I will action surge. And burp up 3 more magic missile darts.
Okay.
7 points of damage.
His concentration drop. And the other alternate forms disappear. It's now just him. Kind of like spits up a little blood. Damn you. Dimitar, it's your turn.
Alright, so I moved. I am transferring Hex to him, and then I am going to cast Firebolt.
That does not hit. He just
That's all I got.
explodes off of his shield as he's kind of like readying up another series of attacks.
I'm done.
And he is going to begin casting another spell on himself.
Anyone take counterspell?
Smack his hands. Do something to keep him.
I can't
from
take
waving
counterspell
around.
yet.
No one counterspells him. And
I was
you
referring to Dimitar. I think she's the only one who can.
I don't think I can.
You could have.
Isn't it
I
level
don't-
3?
It's a level 3
it-
spell. You could have.
Yeah, it's a level 3 wizard spell.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't
If
have
you
it.
didn't take it, that's fine. I was just curious if you did.
He like finishes casting the spell on himself. Just like twirling his hands, and you see he's just like almost like jittery with speed, and he gives you a wink and see you later. And he just starts fucking running. He is fast.
So is he running as in we can take opportunity attacks?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, why not?
So Azrael said she was behind her. So
Yeah, I would have been behind her. I just couldn't move my token because it already switched to his turn. But I would have been flanking with, yeah, right there. Yeah. So she would have had to like move through me, or he. I don't
It's a
remember.
he.
So he would have had to move through me, but
He's very
we
fast.
but we both have advantage, right, on the opportunity attack?
Not really.
No. Okay.
So
Stupid
I
Mike.
would say that Onyx could have it, but not Barak, or not Ezreal. Because
Even though
Didn't
she's
Onyx
moving
have a
through me?
hand on his breastplate?
no,
I didn't grapple.
It's not grapple.
I didn't like technically grapple him.
Alright, that does hit. For. Are you hitting him with.
Well, I had a hand on his breastplate, so it'd technically be one-handed. But I mean, you can rule it however you want to, but
Alright, but he's still standing. And Azrael, go ahead and roll. Alright, so. And he runs 90 feet. Wow. And just like behind a tree down the road, and as he's running, he like shouts to the other scout, "Good luck!" And he's just huffing it. All right, Javid, it's your turn. You see the leader as he's just getting like surrounded and pummeled, and like his spell fades. He just bolts, and very fast.
All right, I'll move up and fire at the retreating figure.
He is gone, like way gone.
Come on.
I know that you have
90
sharpshooter.
feet. Yeah,
It's not a straight line. He's like behind some trees.
I,
and
I,
over there.
I got sharpshooter. I don't ignore cover. Whew.
Not total cover. Like
I
he's
I flew
fled
at
into
him.
the distance. You
Can I
can
still
try
see him?
chasing him. Anyone who's fast enough. How long can
I
you
mean,
do
I
that?
can move 90 feet around, so I can keep up with them.
Well, eventually it turns into the con saves to see who lasts longer.
Yeah, and he's got a breastplate, so he's going to be worn out.
Well,
My money's on our monk.
you can certainly try.
Shoot, I'd say it's worth it.
I got no eyes on him?
He-
All right, well,
It's not a straight line across a field. Like you guys are in the mountains.
but yeah, I get that there are trees and stuff like that, but nothing? He's gone? He's hidden?
Yes.
Alright. Fuck him, I'm chasing.
He has
Alright,
total
well,
cover.
There is one more person here on the battlefield with you.
Yeah, that's a squishy little scout. The rest of the people can mop them up.
Alright.
I'm gonna track.
Okay.
So I dash after.
Okay. I think you only moved 30 feet, your token. So you can move again.
Well, so I've got 35 feet of speed, so I'll move 70 feet toward him.
Alright. Snow, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move, dash, and feline agility 90 feet, and I'm gonna take a shot at him.
You can certainly try. Okay. Feline agility doubled your move, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you would have been able to move 120 feet.
Oh, well, then I'll do that. And if I can get to him, I'm gonna take him down. Or I'm
I
gonna.
mean, you're close to him. You're within about 15 feet of him, basically, because of how fucking fast you move.
All right. Well, still gonna do the arrow then, since I can't get to him.
That does. So you're 19.
19, yeah.
He does hit, but he is still going. You like catch him in like the upper shoulder, and he kind of like grunts and like, pulls it out as he's just hoofing it. He is magically imbued with speed. The fun part is that you don't get to move next turn, but he does.
I get a move, I just don't get to use feline agility.
Oh, sure, you can move, but you can't do that again. Hold on, what is it?
It'd be 60 feet.
So he can keep hoofing it, but you can't, basically.
That's alright. Technically, it can be 380 feet away from me.
Alright, Briar, this is his turn.
So Briar can teleport and move. So she can teleport 30 feet and move 30 feet.
She missed
So
40
that would-
feet.
Huh?
Her speed is 40.
Oh, Briar. Oh, awesome. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
She can move 110 feet this round.
Well, I was thinking, like, yeah, so she... Well, how far... I'm trying to see if she could attack as well, right? So if she bonus action 30 feet teleport and then moves 40 feet, she's moved
She could
70
not catch
feet.
up. She could not catch up to the leader. She could
But
get.
she
She
could-
could get to him, but that would require her to use her movement to dash. Or her
Could
action
she get
to
within
dash.
30 feet to throw a javelin?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, that was more my question. Because this guy needs to die.
She misses.
Oh, okay, so that's it. Because that's all her stuff.
She just like flies out there, teleporting forward, and hurls the javelin, and it sticks in the ground just behind him. Alright, noting that the rest of you are not paying attention, the scout is going to slink away.
I feel like I could have seen him do this, right?
You're not.
Yeah.
Can you
He's the one I'm tracking, but he can still use his action to hide.
Yeah. My passive, what is it? Is 17 for perception.
Alright.
So
The scout disappeared.
Technically, I'm here, so I would be able to have seen the scout.
Well, he's behind cover.
I guess my question is, do we see him hide?
I don't. So Javid has said that he is chasing the leader, and he said, "I don't give a shit about the scout." Briar's going after him. Snow's going after him.
I can still see the scout.
Yeah, that's my question. Is
Okay.
yeah, like, do we see that he kind of disappears?
You're not paying attention to him. He hides. That's he just kind of shuffles into the darkness of something over there. Or because you, Javid, literally said, "I'm not paying attention to the scout. Someone else will take care of him." So
Well, I
Yeah.
guess my question is, my passive perception is
he
17.
rolled much higher than.
Okay,
than
that's
your
all I
passive
wanted to know.
perception. I'm actually checking it right now. The highest passive perception is Azrael, and he beat you by a not inconsiderable margin. So,
That's fine.
Azrael, it's your turn.
Okay, I have one key point left, so I'm going to use my last key point to do Step of the Wind, which gives me the ability to dash as a bonus action, so that's 45 feet. Then I can move 45 feet, so would I be up, like, in his face at this point?
You just moved 90 feet?
90 feet,
Yeah,
and I still have an
you're
action.
right behind him. You caught up to him.
Alright, awesome. I'm going to take my sai and just try to stick it in his neck.
Is this the guy that just ran away, or the first guy that ran away that you're
The
headed
first
towards?
guy, the leader.
And I should turn off my sneak attack damage.
That's okay. How do you want to do this?
Oh, awesome. So I just like bolt, like I just run straight up to him, and then I just like take my knife or my sai and I kind of like stick it like right in there. And as I'm sticking it kind of like in his neck, just kind of peacefully in Elven, I say, pass softly, or how do I say this correctly? Pass softly into oblivion, as I just kind of like stick it into him and just kind of like take in his energy. It looks pretty dark. I don't know if I'm describing it right.
He lets out a gasp as he his face kind of sinks into the mud, and he just is one eye is showing as it's just this look of terror on his face, and he expired. The storm has arrived.
Yep.
The thunder strikes, and it's just this great boom of energy washing over.
I'm gonna
all.
look for that scout.
Yeah, that's who I'm going after.
As soon
the
as
scout.
that guy dies, I'm like bolting to go look for him.
All right, go ahead and give me. So we are out of initiative, and can I get? Yeah.
I'm going to call out to the scout. All right, show yourself. We won't kill you. Just give yourself up. Come out with the hands up, and you can live. I made the offer earlier. It stands.
The lightning crashes. Can I get you guys to make perception checks at disadvantage? It is beginning to turn into a torrential downpour.
Damn. Where were those rolls earlier?
All of you, including Snow, are unable to find any trace of the scout. He rolled a nat 20 modified to a fucking a fucking 26. So
I add him to my kill list.
he is gone.
Wanda rolled, I guess. It's doing unknown creature now, but the first one was a 12.
I see an owl. Anything that's not your character is going to show up as an unknown creature because I got tired of it showing the names of things to you guys in the initiative tracker.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And I think, actually, this will be a good spot to take a break.
Like reconvene next week, or we still going tonight?
Yeah, I think this is where we'll stop for next week. It's kind of late.
No, that was cool.
Hope you guys had fun.
I really like the map and like how it has kind of the rain coming down with the storm. Like that looks so cool.
The ambient noises on the maps are dope as hell too.
I actually have them muted.
Yeah.
I've just been listening to Sleepy Time, Mountain Rain, and Thunderstorm soundtrack.
Oh, it's very it has like crows.
Yeah, it's
And-
supposed to be a Barovia map, so the ambiance wasn't totally appropriate, but it's close. And the rain is an effect that the Foundry does, so I added that.
That is so cool.
Alright, hope you guys had fun, and we'll pick up with you guys looting some slavers next week.
What
Fucking
about
Breastplate.
so inspiration? I want to vote for Onyx for his